Deandre, how close were we not to not talking to you back in January? Were you, tell me about that process, and how seriously did you look at it?
Oh man, it was a hard process. It came down to the last day.
What were you doing during those last 24, 48 hours? Who were you talking to? What was going through your mind?
Just talking to my coaches and my family, deciding what's the best decision for me.
I think it was even like the last hours. I think you sent the tweet out like, what, an hour before the deadline? When did you actually make the decision?
Hour before the deadline.
What was the back and forth?
It just all on, do I want to further my career to NFL or come back to the university and do something great that we never did before.
What did you hear feedback-wise? Where could, like, if you'd gone in the draft, what did you hear around? Did you hear?
It was all around, scattered between the first and the third round.
That wasn't enough to?
Nah, I wanted to come back and do something great with my teammates.
Last year was pretty great.
It was pretty great, but we fell short, so I feel like I can help the team this year. We got a lot of young guys, a lot of young talent. I can help them, mold them into.
Did you come out to the combine and watch those other guys kind of go through the thing, or
was
kind of hard to do?
Oh yes, sir. I went to the combine.
Was it a little difficult to kind of watch that, or were you thinking, man, it could be me out there? Second thoughts, or?
I was thinking most definitely could be me out there.
Yeah.
You talking about pro day?
No, the combine. NFL.
Oh, you're talking about watching on TV?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, was Kirby surprised when you gave him the word, or Mel, or did they kind of have an idea what was happening?
Oh, they were surprised. They were surprised.
I mean, you said you come back and wanted to do something great with your teammates. It's rare that you just have one reason for wanting to do something. Was there anything else that kind of fed into that?
Nah, no other reasons.
Kind of looking at this year, you go from being, there was 2 senior leaders on the defense. Now you're kind of one of those guys. What, I guess, starting with spring practice, what are some of the things that you're seeing that's different from how you're handling it as a leader on the field? Like, I guess, with the younger guys like Richard and other guys like that, how do you approach that situation?
I try to approach it more as a follow my lead type deal. They see a upperclassman going hard, trying to do the right thing, buying in more than the younger guys that feel like that's the way to do it.
Northwestern isn't the greatest part of Miami, but what kind of influence?
Thank you.
What kind of influence did that growing up there and going to school there, playing there, have on you?
It show you how to fight against adversity. That's mostly all of it.
Is that true? Do you agree with that assessment?
I definitely don't agree. Most definitely not.
We've heard a lot about building blocks today. What are going to be your personal building blocks for this spring?
Personal building blocks, being more vocal leader and carrying my teammates. When a guy's tired, picking them up, telling them just one more rep, things like that.
As far as Coach Tucker, I know we talked about leadership in terms of football itself. What is he looking out of you to improve in consistency, or is it something like that, or what?
Consistency and being more vocal. I do a lot of good things physically, but mentally I can help guys out on and off the field. They might need a little bit of motivation about something at school or at home, and I could be the guy there for. Like last year we had Chubb and Sony and Roquan. They was the guys for that. So now it's time for me to step up from lead better leadership guys.
Do you think that vocality is kind of something that is a
Say it again?
That vocality, being vocal, is a theme kind of running across all the seniors this year?
Yes, mostly yes.
And how about Juwan? How do you think he's stepping into his role? He said he wanted to be more.
Juwan Taylor?
Yeah, he wanted to be more vocal as well.
Oh yeah, Juwan Taylor, he's stepping in at linebacker. We lost Roquan last year, so a lot of people feel like we won't be able to be back to the same defense we are. But we got young guys and guys like Juwan who played in the defense, got experience, who's looking to make plays for us.
And how do you think he can help lead those younger guys to step into their role as well?
He could definitely help the young guys because he come to work every day, to work hard, he give it his all.
What's the secondary look like after you and JR and I guess Tyreek? I mean, what do you think you have to work with back there?
We got a lot of young guys fighting for a spot, a lot of talent. We can't call it yet, but after spring, then we'll have a clue.
Does it kind of feel surreal that you're the veteran, the oldest guy back there?
Oh yeah, man, because I came in as a freshman and I had guys who was young, but they started the year before, like Dominic Sanders and Malcolm Perry, Aaron Davis. But now they're gone, so it's not time for me to step up.
For you, what's the process when it comes to being a vocal or get loud out there? Has that been a process for you?
Yeah, it's been a process. I'm not really the type of guy to talk a lot, but I could do it. So when I see something isn't right or a guy not giving his all or his most effort, then I talk to him.
You mentioned Aaron Davis and Dominic Sanders. Well, one, do you still talk to them? And two, what kind of advice have they given you on knowing that you're going to be the leader this year?
Oh, I talk to them probably once or twice a week, and the advice they gave me, like everything don't have to be like a yell or a scream. It could be a pat on the back, like motivational, let's go, you could do it type deal.
Last year, I think you didn't have a touchdown thrown against you
No,
in
sir.
man coverage, right?
No, sir.
Like, in,
Not at all.
Know that?
so,
Not at all.
and then I think I saw a stat. It was like Pro Football Focus or something, like your, percentage, was like one of the top in this. How can you have a better year? What can you do better?
Just get my secondary better. Like the guys around me, they made me better because we competed in practice for most pass disruption, stuff like that. So once we get the young guys up to par and get focus on the plays and they know their assignments, then everybody get to play fast. So then the opposite quarterback, he won't know where to throw the ball at. So that's all.
You said, I think it was before the championship, you felt like you might have been overlooked throughout the season as a DB. Given what you just said, do you feel that might not be the case this year? That you may have that more of a target? People know who you are, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I hope they're not overlooking, but they are. Then that's just motivation for me.
When you decided to come back, like you said, it was like an hour before the deadline. Do you remember a moment that like it crystallized for you that, all right, yeah, I'm coming back, or like what happened there?
Last play of the national championship game.
But then just thinking about that play?
Yeah, just
or
thinking about that play.
You were thinking about that play as the deadline was coming?
Yeah, it happened to come across ESPN, like replay.
That Monday, because it was a Monday, right?
Yeah, it
so you
happened to
saw it and then you thought to yourself,
that can't happen again. I felt like I could help my team get back to the same game.
you're on the other side of the field though.
Yes, sir.
And still seeing that made you,
It just wasn't that play. It was things that led up to that. But I feel like we do it the right way throughout the whole year, then we would be in a better situation.
Do you think that